to Ballina.
Where you were the gentleman that was telling me that you travelled through Tralee and
Yeah, I
you
had a
broke
flat
down.
tire.
We're very hospitable people down in Tralee, though.
No, there was nobody up that night in Shrule, though. They were all sleeping. Anyway,
Well, next time you pass through, you or your son, please stop into the house for now.
That's right. Now that we know where the Walshes are. But anyway, let's talk about the event itself. I think it went very well from my perspective. I'm an outsider looking in. But how about for you that was involved in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I just really showed up. The committee here has done such fantastic work. It's my first selection night as International Rose, and I'm so grateful that I got to spend quality time, not only with the centre, but my Rose sister, Grainne. You know, me and Michael were talking about it earlier yesterday, I think it was, and we had the Toronto Rose, the Ottawa Rose, Kentucky, Mayo, who else am I forgetting? That is, and a bunch of other, the 2013 sisters. And, you know, as great as it is to come to Ohio and celebrate the new 2015 Rose, a lot of us are, you know, we came here to support our Rose sister, Grainne, and her fantastic year, and really pay homage to how great she and how proud she did, and just all her accomplishments she did for Ohio. And we connected over a great weekend in Portlaoise, which Katie is right ahead of her, and yeah, and it's just exciting. It's sad though, it's bittersweet because our time is near end, you know. And
Maria, before you were selected as the International Rose, you had been in the Rose Tralee before, hadn't you?
I did, yeah. When I moved to Philly 3 years ago, to really, well, like, I mean, probably like a lot of Irish and your listeners here, you try and immerse yourself and find your anchor, and you do that through Irish societies. I played football, so I joined the football team, and I really just wanted to meet more people. So I threw my name in to the hat in the 2012 selection, I believe. Yeah, I moved that year, and I wasn't selected. And I thought, well, you know, I was so glad that I got to do it. I got to push myself out of my comfort zone and meet great girls, meet a great society, link myself to the Irish community that's in Philadelphia. And then this year they'd asked would I go back in again, and I said, you know what, it's off the bucket list, but I appreciate it. I did it once, I made five great friends, and they said, listen, there's a great new group of girls, and I said, you know what, okay, we'll try it again. So carpe diem, I guess. And
so what you're saying is because a person doesn't make it the first time, sure, have a go at it again.
Yeah, I think once you're connected to any community, particularly in the Irish festival world, you should definitely do it. And I was trying to encourage throughout the weekend all 10 applicants. You know, unfortunately there is only one Ohio Rose for 2015, but there's 9 fantastic, confident, great. I mean, you've seen them on stage last night. They're amazing, and they would all
really
be great celebrants and ambassadors for Ohio. And hopefully, I hope they took a couple of pennies home from the thoughts, and will come back.
I want to go back to Tralee, County Kerry, when you were selected as the 2014 International Rose. What was that like? Is that when your name was called?
You know, you go into, well, for me anyways, you go into opportunities like this, and I had no expectations. I was going to Tralee, and indeed I was going to Portlaoise for the regionals just to have the crack and the banter, and I took off for the 2 weeks in Tralee because we do a couple of days of a tour around Ireland first, and then you're in Tralee for 5 days, so it's about 10-12 days that you're amongst 31 other girls. And I remember just standing on stage, and I thought, clapping, and I thought, this has been great crack. I'm never going to enjoy this moment. I'm never going to have this opportunity again. And I remember just trying to just take it all in. And I remember looking at all the 31 girls and thought, oh, she'd be great. No, she'd be great. No, she'd be great. And after a very long drum roll, my immediate reaction is my boss is absolutely going to kill me, because I told him I'm only going for the 2 weeks for the crack, don't worry, I'll be back to work on Monday. And that didn't happen.
So you after you won it, then what happened? Did it take a week or so to?
It didn't. Well,
before they sent you on assignments. This year you're not the Rose.
A few hours,
a few more hours. Grainne, welcome back, and we said earlier that you, in fact last year when I spoke to you, I talked to you in Dayton, didn't I, on the phone?
Correct.
I woke you up.
Yeah, well, was up for a few minutes before, I think, but just about.
Well, let me ask you, how has your year been?
My year's been great. It truly has. It did fly by. So last year, after being selected to Ohio Rose, it was around the May time frame. I went to the University of Dayton, go Flyers. I know last night we had a lot of talk with Ohio State, but I made sure I reminded everyone of March Madness last year. So I graduated from University of Dayton. Shortly after that, went to Florida with a few of my friends from school. And then after being selected to Ohio Rose, 2 days later I was on a plane to Ireland. So the experience itself was amazing. Again, busy year. A few days after that, started my job in Dublin, but that is Dublin, Ohio. So
down there with all the rich Irish. The next thing, Mike Kellina's going to move there.
Maybe.
Dublin is lovely. Of course, they have the beautiful festival, fabulous festival there every year.
It is.
Did you get to it?
I did. I went to the festival. Also made it back to the Cleveland one as well. So it's a great time. I do really enjoy the city, but always love coming home as well to the Cleveland area.
You're a homebody, aren't you? You're not going to leave Cleveland, are you?
I'm in Columbus now, so 2 hours.
But you're coming back, right?
Yes, I do come back pretty often.
But if the opportunity came up here in Cleveland, and there's some great opportunities coming up here in Cleveland. Cleveland is a comeback city in America. So I think you're going to be back.
It's funny you say that. Actually, my company I work for is called Tech Systems, and their Cleveland office is about 100 yards from this building, I just realized. So,
that's right.
Yeah, so you never know what's in store.
Well, hopefully you'll come back.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
Let me ask you, when you went to Tralee last year, by the way, how did you like the town?
Oh, it was amazing. I've been to Ireland before. This was my first time to Tralee, but it was a beautiful town. Welcomed us with open arms, all of us. There was numerous girls.
You know what it was famous for a few years ago, but maybe 20 years ago, it was one of the high security prisons in Ireland.
Oh, wow.
When the Troubles were going strong, Tralee. And it was also the town that I used to frequent, because I went to high school, I went to a boarding school about 5 miles from there. So I spent 5 years confined in that boarding school. So that's where I went to school.
Very nice. I never knew that.
It's different. It's different kind of country, though. You don't see the mountains. It's flat land all around it, isn't it?
It's a little different than Achill Island. Yeah, I will say that.
And in Mayo, a lot different than Mayo.
Yep.
Mayo. The people around Tralee, they think all that's in Mayo is rocks and mountains. That's what they think of it.
There's a little bit more, I'd say.
Yeah. But when you were in Tralee, was that a bit of a whirlwind?
It was. It was a whirlwind, but it was so enjoyable. Like Maria was talking about earlier, you have those moments where you kind of take a step back and you have those, wow, like this is an aha moment. How am I this lucky to be among this many great individuals? And also at a festival that's so well respected and so well appreciated. So you do have those moments, but it flies by. It's a quick, very quick 5 days. I did go over a few days earlier, stayed with some of my cousins in the Dublin area, and then got the opportunity, actually went home with the Mayo Rose, and she dropped me off halfway to Achill Island. So stayed there for a week and a half afterwards. But
was that Hannah?
Yes, Hannah.
Oh, yeah,
Hannah Ferguson.
Yeah. Hannah Ferguson.
Yep.
My hometown.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Hannah, her and her family were awesome. It was a great experience, though. It did fly by. But one of the best parts is how much we've remained connected since then. This was my first time seeing Maria and my other Rose sisters in months, but with Facebook and social media, we talk to each other very frequently. And actually, in a month for St. Patrick's Day, there's a group of around 60 of us traveling to New York City, and some from Ireland are all coming over, and all across the states. For St. Patrick's Day, we'll be in New York City. Yep.
Gosh darn, we wanted you all in the parade here.
Maybe I can have them come to Cleveland the following week, but it's awesome. It's a great experience. You really do become one with the sisters, and one of my favorite parts about the past weekend was seeing that was truly replicated here in the Cleveland selection as well. And like Maria talked about, there is one ambassador that was selected, and congratulations to Katie as well. But just seeing the girls, how much they truly bonded, and how much they really enjoyed each other's company, and it's crazy.
It seemed like that last night. I was watching all of them over, on the side, and they all seemed like they were best friends. You watch some of these other. I'm even afraid to use the word pageant around these ladies behind me here.
Right. It's a celebration.
Celebration. there isn't that friendliness, there isn't that connectivity like you see with the rose thing. There doesn't seem to be the competition kind of. Yeah, and I thought it was very noticeable.
I agree with you. I would.
That is so unusual. I wonder if the person that founded this was 56 years ago, Denise, 57? 57 years ago, if he had any idea when he was getting started, what they got started with.
It truly is amazing, and one of the things that I always try and share and remind people is, Maria does a great job of saying this, but it's an experience that you wish you could bottle up and give to others. And one of the only ways that you're able to do so is by sharing your stories and encouraging others to participate. We have such a wonderful center here and a wonderful support group, but just making sure that we're speaking about it and giving it all the credit that it is due, because
I think that Westlake World Partners with Mike Killeen and Mayor Clough and the whole group, Denise, Linda Schuback, Maureen Hennessy, all of that group, and there's a lot more. They have done an incredible job putting this thing on the road to success, and I think it's going to be that way for many years to come.
I agree. I agree. And
of course with all of you too, the participation of all of the roses.
Yeah, we do keep growing, and that's a very good sign, and a lot of that credit is due to the strong roots like Mike and like Denise that planted the roots and are letting us grow as an organization, but making sure that the individuals that do participate and we're lucky enough to share this experience continue to come back and become a part of it, because I know this is not the last Tralee event I'll be around.
Now, this is what I wanted to ask Mike. Is it going to be at the same time next year? Are you going to do it at the same time next year? Or are you going to go later or before? You know, this reminded me last night as I was driving on 480 last night. It reminded me of all the days that I drove to Father Tom Flynn's Emerald Ball years ago. Right. And it was always cold, 5 degrees, the snow blowing. I says, I must be going to the Emerald Ball tonight.
Well, you know, we really like to move this up. So as Grainne said, when she was picked, it seemed like 2 days later she was on a plane to Ireland, and you just got to, you know, get into the understand what you're doing and get everything ready. So we have moved it back. You know, it's not up to me; it'll be up to the committee. But I suspect everyone, it worked out so well, other than the weather. Even that turned out not to be a factor. We're going to do that.
Yeah, just about everybody showed up.
That's true. I think
I almost didn't make it, Mike. As I was coming across 480, there was some scary moments. I was really hanging on to my SUV steering wheel.
Well, we had the police out for you, so they were looking for you too. So, but you made it.
All right, I want to tell you about an unforgettable